Hello, this is Mike Reed giving you a video today on online commercial appliance training. This video is going to focus on information that you're going to be able to use on how to service an ice machine, whether it's a Hoshizaki, service a microwave, steam oven, deep fryers, and many other pieces of equipment. This is all learn at your own pace, or you can use this as a tech support in your hand, tech support in your pocket situation. I'd like to take a moment to thank the contributors to the channel: Frank, Mel, Derek, the gold sponsors, Andy, Edward, Thanos, and the contributors such as Jacob, Darius, Dexter, and E. Smith Appliance Repair. I thank you so much for your contribution. We're going to jump right into this. Let me first flash this here. This is going to end up being the thumbnail for the video. And without further ado, let's jump into it. This is Igniter Labs out of Chicago. They're the ones that produce the vast majority of the self-training videos that you will find across the industry. They've been doing this for quite a while. I believe they are the pioneers in the with this. This is actually like their 2.0. 1.0 was a little cumbersome. You were actually able to diagnose and run through test scenarios with the equipment. You would actually use your mouse and you would move leads and things like that. You would actually able to, they had a toolbox. You would actually be able to go in there, touch a screwdriver, and then touch a screw, and it would unscrew that and remove panels and things like that. So this new, well, it's new for me because I'm going to show you something. Let me go to, I'll go to my profile. I've been using this since 2016. I've been using this since way, way back. So this is something that would be advantageous to you. Unfortunately, this is not live, so I'm going to start with an ice machine. We'll start with Oshizaki. There we go. We got Manitowoc. Now, Manitowoc is extra. You have to pay for that. Let me show you what happens when you select something you haven't paid for. It's going to tell you subscribe to start. So what you do is you can click on it, and it's going to take you to the page where you can pay for your plan. And we'll get to that in just a moment. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let me go to show my content. So now everything that comes up is stuff that I paid for. We'll just go to view all. So they have filters from Antunes. Antunes is very big in prep stuff. It's AJ Antunes for a lot of you people that might not be aware. Duke, here's the batch broiler. This is your Burger King equipment right here. Let's go back. Let me go to view all. Well, ACP, this is your top producer in microwaves. You know what? We'll just start with here. We'll start here. This is what it looks like when you go through one of the like tech support. Let's just go with unit is dead. You go over the possible problems. You can actually go and select the parts. They will give you the current part number. They're going in there and updating the parts. So that is this OEM part number. That is the current part number. And they tell you, see, they tell you what your reading should be on that actual item. We can go to something else on here. No heat. This is the problem, the possible causes of it not having heat. So you determine that is the door switch, which is a very common thing. It shows you where it is when you click on it. Boom, shows you what it looks like. Let's zoom in. It used to be the reason why it looks like this is because it used to be an app and the online portal. They've since discontinued the app and just gone with the online portal. And I do believe I was in like the first gen users of the portal. I mean, I'm sorry, of the app before they got rid of it. I love that. So it tells you what you're supposed to read on the item. It tells you where it is. Of course, this is the front, that's the door, and that's the interlock switch. This applies not to ACP, but vastly all microwaves and even Turbo Chef too. And Turbo Chef is here. ACP owns the Amana line, and that you guys see me do some work on the Amana line. If not, I'll have to put that video back out there. But it goes on and on and on with that. And then we can go into, I'll go back to my library. It's going to show my content. There we go. And then I can have this narrowed down to any number of things. So you have two options. You have the one, you have the here's a Hoshizaki. One, you have the option of having it take you through a class, this interactive training. Two, you have just the ability to step up and use this as a tech support. So I step up to an item, the customer says they're having a problem with it, no ice production. This goes through all the possible issues. So when you're out there, this will go through everything. You can go through the whole nine. It gives you current part numbers. You have a sequence of operation, tells you everything you need to know. Then if you like, here's your schematics. There's all your schematics for you. Everything that you want, everything that you're looking for. Well, now let me go back. So you have schematics, you got programming. Anything that you're looking for, everything that's in the manuals, it is here. Everything that's in the manuals is here. Service codes with the damn beeps that Hoshizaki gives you. All of this is in the Hoshizaki Tech Guides. So this is just reinforcing what you're learning in class. It takes a while to get someone on the phone. Hoshizaki is in works to add somewhere between 6 to 9 more people to answer the phones. At least that's what they've been telling me for the last several years. And you have this option of going in here. You can identify different components. Let me make sure that this is what's shown on the screen. There we go. You have the ability to identify the components, and you have the current part number. There's the boards, the switches, transformers, kill plate, well, the evaporator. Oh, float switch, here we go. That's the old school. I miss that guy. They don't have them anymore. Interlock switch, that this is a common problem that people will have. This switch won't engage. Someone will touch it, bump it. I've actually had it where the screw that goes into the plastic knob will come loose through shaking and vibration, and it won't press down on this switch, and so the unit will not work. You'll drive yourself nuts trying to figure out what the hell it is, and it's the damn switch. Let me show you what the class looks like. So that's something that you could use when you're out in the field. You can even use it while you're waiting online, while you're waiting for them to answer the phone. Well, especially if it's weekends or after hours. This is a very good reference to have. Now, this is what the classes look like. I never needed to take the classes because I've been dealing with Hoshizaki for so long, and I go to
This
to
is
the
Lesson
classes.
5, Troubleshooting. This lesson covers how to diagnose and troubleshoot problems, including no ice production, low ice production, and freeze up.
Okay, so it's very similar to what you get when you go and do regular stuff. And just so you all know, I did get permission quite a while back from Mike over at Igniter Labs. He told me it was fine to go ahead and show this stuff. Here's cleaning procedures. So I have quite a
To
few
drain
people
the
that are
water
into cleaning.
tank, remove the front insulation panel, then remove Cube Guide B and Cube Guide A. Remove
So you could skip around. You don't have to, you could select any one of the sections of a class. You can even fast forward in the learning.
to
Everything is
avoid
right there.
excessive foaming. Wait 1 minute before proceeding, then move the control switch to wash, and replace the front panel. After 30 minutes in wash, remove the front panel and move the control switch to off.
Here's float switch cleaning. Igniter Labs goes over everything
Depending
for
on
you.
local water conditions, scale may build up on the float switch, causing the flow to stick.
Just more
Clean the float
reinforcement.
switch using the following procedure. Turn off the power supply. Remove the
And just so you know, this is not information they're going to give you when you go to a Hoshizaki class. Hoshizaki class is going to go over the theory and operation of it,
remove
how
the
it's supposed to
insulation
work,
panel.
what are the questions
Remove
you
Cube Guide B, then remove
you
Cube
might come
Guide
up with.
A. Remove the overflow cap, overflow pipe, and water shield. Remove the drain plug. Allow the water tank to drain, then replace the drain plug. Be careful not to cross-thread the drain plug.
Mm-hmm.
Replace each part.
So true.
Be careful not to cross-thread the overflow pipe. Disconnect the vent tube and the flush tube from the top of the float switch. Then remove the float switch assembly from the mounting bracket, and remove the rubber boot from the bottom of the float switch assembly. Remove the retainer rod from the bottom of the float switch assembly, then remove the float. Wipe down the float switch assembly's housing, shaft,
Yeah. Yeah, years
float,
ago,
and
this video would have paused, and then I would have had to take my mouse, click on a pair of hands, and then I would have had to go through here and remove this section, remove that section, and then only after I've done so, those things would have continued to the next portion.
retainer rod with a mixture of 1 part Hoshizaki scale away, and 25 parts warm water. Clean the inside of the rubber boot and hose and then rinse them with water. Reassemble the float switch assembly and replace it and the rubber boot in the correct position.
Mm-hmm.
Reconnect the vent tube and the flush tube. Move the control switch to on, and replace the front panel.
That's what that looks like, and you can just hit next, and it'll take you to a whole nother section. Here it has all the downloads, the same thing that's available in the
Click to
text
download
section.
the document.
So here's all your sequence of event, flow chart, the full 9. Let me show you what that looks like. And here it is. This is the same thing in the Hoshizaki book. So there it is. It's on page 13 when you go into Hoshizaki, when you go into the Hoshizaki book. So when you come out of this, now there are tests involved with this. You can take these things as many times as need be. Here's the test right here. So if you fail, you could take it. So you could take this thing 9 million times. 9 million times. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know.
That's incorrect.
See?
Please try again.
All right, so I guess it's 2.
That's incorrect.
Oh, I was wrong
Please,
again.
that's correct.
So it's 3 times. How about that? Anyway, should the bin control assembly be cleaned? Yes.
That's correct.
Lucky guess. Anyway, how often should you clean it? It should be once a month. They're gonna say
That's incorrect.
They're gonna say
That's
once a year,
correct.
which in my market, no, you got to do it once a month. So I did not pass. Continue on to lesson 7. Hell, I guess I did. Huh. I guess I did pass. How about that? Anyway, that is an example of what you see. And make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. That's an example of what you see with the classes. So let me give you a rundown so you don't get too bored, because I know I've been going on for quite a while now. So let me show you. This is everything. Let me show you everything, and then I'll show you what I paid for. Right? So I have all the tech support when it comes to microwaves. There's ACP. Of course, I can call ACP. You can call ACP as well. But you have everything right there. I have AltoSham, which is a competitor to Rationale ovens. You got Antunes, so you're good with toasters and steamers, all that tabletop stuff. Of course, they're steamers. Then Baker's Pride, which they don't even actually have anymore, but you still might, and depending on your market, you might have some around. And that they will have operations and programming. So if you ever needed something, they have all the information. If you ever run across one that tells you how to program one, so you're not sitting there on the phone waiting on somebody to answer from tech support. And be honest with you, Baker's Pride didn't make that unit, which is why they don't have it anymore. So Baker's Pride is basically going to be looking over what's right here. Baker's Pride is going to look over the very same thing that you are. So you might as well just cut out the middleman and do it your damn self. So, as I mentioned before, this covers hot side. It covers ice. All right, there's the Duke. Here's Frymaster. I don't think I have Frymaster, and it's going to tell me. Now, they did, you're right, I don't have it. So I did complete this. They gave me a little thing to use it during COVID. So I took all the classes that they had. Now, for you, uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. For you, give them a call. You give Mike a call and go ahead and try give it a trial period. They don't have any problem with the trial period. I think I have Henny Penny. I think I have Henny Pennies, and I do. So when you're going out on Henny Penny, I actually have a client. I love Henny Penny. I actually have a client that is switching over from Ultra Fryer to Henny Penny. So that is a very good thing for me. And here you have the full training. Like I said, I took everything when it comes to some of these things. Here's troubleshooting. So any issues that you have, oil not pumping from the pan.
In this scenario,
This
the
thing is
oil
going to
has
go
been drained from fryer
to
1,
everything.
but will not pump through the filtration media and return to the fryer.
It
This
goes
applies
over
to both
everything
electric
for you.
and gas fryers. We'll use an electric one.
Skip around. You want to go to error codes.
Here is a bank of Evolution Elite gas fryers.
That is
Fryers 1
Popeye.
and 3 are working properly.
Popeye's uses
However, fryer number tips.
so it goes through
and tip is
all
below
of this.
410
And
degrees
the old
Fahrenheit
tool.
or 210
They
degrees
used
Celsius.
to have
The high
clip on
limit can be
stuff and get it
reset.
to work.
To reset the high limit, open the fryer door and press the black reset
Just
button
push the
shown
button.
here.
Yes.
If the high limit reset,
Love Henny Penny.
then when the fryer is turned on, it will try to heat. If the high limit didn't reset, E10 will still be displayed. Our fryer is on. Did
And
the
it makes a
burners light?
god-awful noise.
Okay, since the burners didn't try to light, let's check out the high limit thermostat.
And see, and then the next one is going to go over the high limit. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you too much. Let me go over the other ones. Let me just have it go to all. We're going to view all. Before you go ahead and buy the package, just go ahead and give them a call. Matter of fact, let me. It's a perfect time to flash their information. This is how you're going to be able to get to where I'm at. Anything else you do is going to take you to all kind of demonstration pages, which is a pain in the butt because it doesn't get you to the point where we're at right now. It doesn't get you there. It's just gonna tell you about how wonderful Igniter Labs is and what they do and blah blah blah. All right, so here we go. I don't have the Manitowoc package, but you got all the online training from Manitowoc. Here's the Scotsman, which it should be part of my package. Pause. All right, so here it is, the same thing. Even though you go to the Scotsman class, here you have everything else. There's your schematics. I know you guys
Click to
just
view
love so
schematics,
much.
wiring diagrams, and refrigeration diagram for the EH222 and the condensing unit.
So everything is there. And click on this, go back and forth, download whatever you need to download. It is all right there. That's going over
The freeze cycle begins when there is a call for ice. The purge valve opens, and the water pump starts. The purge valve closes, and the inlet water valve opens, to fill the reservoir until all 3 probes are submerged in water.
Like I said, is very good when it comes to Scotsman. I didn't really need to do the interactive training because I've been dealing with Scotsman for years. We'll go to view all. Keep doing it. Sorry about that. I'm just going to show my content. And then we're going to do the view all. And I'll give you the number to Mike. So here's Turbo Chef. So you're going to have a lot of information. But real quick, I'm bouncing around. Here's for Scotsman Residential, which you have that option, especially when you're going to be doing cleaning. Here, this unit, when you pay for this service, you now have everything you need to work on a Wendy's. So here's all the information that you need in order to work on the Wendy's. This is all your schematics and the diagram, programming guide. This unit right here is it does the frying and the warming. It's an all-in-one thing that they have.
Terminal
I've
block
never
1
worked in
gets
one.
line voltage.
I've never worked in a Wendy's.
Line voltage. For terminal block 4, line voltage.
So they go over everything. Sequence of operation, the
For
whole
lesson
nine.
5,
And
sequence
that's
of
what it looks like. I
operation,
think it's
will
called a
cover how the
C-Tech or
terminal
something like
blocks
that.
are wired, and how components get their power. As previously mentioned, terminal blocks 1 through 4 are located behind this panel, and terminal 5 is located in the condensing cabinet.
So armed with this, I have no problem going and taking care of a Wendy's. And there's no shame in taking your time and going through using all that you have at your disposal. You can go ahead and take a look at that and then
The
take a look
Marshall
at what's going on, find out what the problem
BH5-333
is.
food warmer is for holding the cooked nuggets.
And then you can go ahead and access this website,
The
go
unit is
through
plugged into a single
what the
receptacle,
problems are,
and there is a power switch for
and
each
they'll
of the
tell you
3
how to
decks.
solve it.
The warming decks have their own controller for the top and bottom.
It goes through everything, and it'll tell you how to remedy the problem. Yeah, CertTech is what that thing is called. And you'll be able to take care of everything that they have at a Wendy's using this alone. Because like I said, this is all the hot stuff, the ice machine, Hoshizaki, Manitowoc, Scotsman. It's a shame they don't have Isomatic. Now, here's like I was getting back to the Mary Chef. You got your Mary Chef here and the Turbo Chef. Between Mary Chef and Turbo Chef, that is everything. That is everything. And there's your Wendy's training. Turbo Chef, you're going to be able to do your sandwich shops. That's your, and I'm from Chicago too. That is your, hell, that's just a lot of your sandwich shops are using the Turbo Chef, especially that high H conveyor. They'll use that. You'll see the Turbo Chefs now. You'll see the Turbo Chefs in Chipotle. So you'll see this one. This is the unit that's currently in Chipotle. They gave it a nice little embossment on the side, and you have everything. You can take the full classes, or you could just go straight to diagnosing what the problem is. And this covers the whole line. Well, everything except for that fire, which is a pizza oven that they have. Everything except for that. So here you can go through. It goes over. You can go straight to the fault codes. Of course, the Turbo Chef is telling you what's wrong with it, and then you can use this based on what it's telling you is wrong with it. And you can go through and say, okay, blower motor. And you can go through, and then it tells you all the things to check. There's your sequence of operations, how to check the magnetron. There's the diodes. It tells you all of that works. Then you have parts identification. So we can go in there with that blower. There it is. And then you have there's a controller, everything that's associated with it. And of course, there are the part numbers. So there are the part numbers that go with it. 24 volts. So controller, filtration, full nine. Catalytic converter. Yes, catalytic converter, which they always destroy. There's the part number. Once again, you have all the documents, schematics, an actual service manual, fault codes, how to program it, the full nine. Here's everything you want. So you can print this out if you want. Say you got a call for a Chipotle. Now, Chipotle in my city has an outsourced staff, but I do realize in the markets that you all are in, that might not be the case. They might have that just randomly outsourced, and you have an opportunity to get in there when they have a problem. So if you're it's worth a shot to go ahead and present to the manager, not to a regular worker, but to a manager, your information. In a larger city, it's not going to do you much good. They have their own people. I actually do a lot of work with the Chipotle people here in Houston, especially when they were just getting going. So the full manual is here. How to program the thing, everything, everything. How to bypass, how to reset the oven, and then how to take the menu items and put them on a USB. So with that, I am going to sum this up. I'm going to finish all of this. If you all would like, I can go over this live with you. I did talk with Igniter Labs previously. I did talk with Mike over at Igniter Labs. He did tell me it was okay to go ahead and do this. He said he didn't have a problem with it. If you all would like, go ahead and leave messages in the comment section. I can go over any one of the actual items, more the Turbo Chef or the Henny Penny, or I can't do the Fry Master. That's a separate account that I didn't pay for. The Manitowoc is a separate one, but Oshizaki is there. All the AJN tunes. I have at least about 20 different manufacturers on the account that I'm paying for. I've had it since 2016, as I've shown you. It is a valuable piece of tech that you should really have access to. And with that, thank you all for donating to the channel. Thank you all the new subscribers, which is why I'm doing this, because I had quite a few new subscribers and you probably haven't had a chance to go back over some of the old stuff. So I'm bringing up information that I did previously and just going a little more in depth. So thank you all for taking your time to watch my videos.